2% sounds better than 1.5%. That is objectively, mathematically true. It is also, for most people watching this, the wrong number to compare. If you've spent 10 minutes on Reddit trying to figure out whether the Citi Double Cash or the Chase Freedom Unlimited is the better everyday card, this video has your answer. By the end, you'll know exactly which card earns more on your specific spending, and why the number you've been looking at is not the number that matters. Agitation stack. Here's what everyone gets wrong about this comparison. They see 2% and they stop reading. They pick the Citi Double Cash because the number is bigger and they feel smart about it. Then they find out Chase Freedom Unlimited earns 3% at every restaurant they visit, and they've been earning 1.5 less on every single dinner for the past year. And the worst part, neither card charges an annual fee. The only variable is where you spend your money, and nobody explained that to you. That's what we're fixing today. Context plus methodology. We built this comparison from the official cardholder agreements and current public offer terms from both issuers as of June 2026. The methodology, we broke this into 5 rounds. Each round covers a dimension that actually affects how much you earn over a year. We do the math, we pick a winner. At the end, we tell you which card is right for your specific situation. Both of these cards require a credit score of approximately 670 or above to have a strong approval shot. If you're under that threshold, stay with us. We'll address that specifically before the verdict. Part 1 of 4, the 5 rounds. Round 1, flat cashback rate. Citi Double Cash. The Citi Double Cash earns 2% on every purchase. But here's how it actually works. You earn 1% when you buy, and 1% when you pay your balance. That second percent requires you to actually pay. If you carry a balance, and the average credit card APR in 2026 is around 24 to 27%, you'll owe far more in interest than you'll ever earn in cash back. This is not a card to carry a balance on. No cash back card is. Chase Freedom Unlimited. Chase Freedom Unlimited earns 1.5% on everything. No conditions. You buy, you earn, done. But there's a layer underneath. 3% on dining, drugstores, and streaming services, and 5% on travel booked through Chase. We'll cover the bonus categories in Round 2. Round 1 winner. Citi Double Cash. On pure flat rate spend with no bonus categories considered, 2% beats 1.5%. But this round is the least important of the 5. Round 2, bonus categories. This is where the comparison actually happens. Citi Double Cash, 0 bonus categories. It earns 2% on everything: groceries, gas, dining, Amazon, utilities, everything. The simplicity is the product. There is nothing to track. Chase Freedom Unlimited, 3% on dining. Think about what that means. If you spend $500 a month eating out, which is not a stretch for a household, Chase Freedom Unlimited earns $15 a month on dining alone. Citi Double Cash earns $10 on that same spend. That's a $60 per year difference, just from restaurants. 3% on drugstore purchases. 3% on streaming services, your Netflix, Spotify, Hulu, Max, every subscription. If you're spending $150 a month on streaming subscriptions, Freedom Unlimited earns $450 versus Double Cash's $3. Another $18 a year. Round 2 winner. Chase Freedom Unlimited, and it isn't close. Unless your spending is entirely flat with 0 restaurant, streaming, or drugstore purchases, Freedom Unlimited earns more on the categories where most Americans actually spend. Round 3, Sign-Up Bonus. The Sign-Up Bonus is real money on day 1. Both cards currently offer a $200 cash bonus. Citi Double Cash typically requires $1,500 of spend within the first 6 months to earn the bonus. Chase Freedom Unlimited typically requires $500 of spend within the first 3 months to earn the same $200 bonus. Same bonus, 1/3 the spend requirement. For most households, $500 in 90 days is 2 grocery runs and a utility bill. $1,500 in 6 months requires more deliberate setup. Round 3 winner. Chase Freedom Unlimited, same return, dramatically lower commitment. Round 4, annual fee. Both cards carry a $0 annual fee. There's no fee to recoup, no math to run on whether the card pays for itself. Both cards are free to hold indefinitely. Round 4 winner. MID video call to action. Before we get to the biggest round, the one that separates occasional cash back from an actual earning system, a quick note. If your credit score is under 670, neither of these cards is your next step. Your next step is building a foundation first, and we have the exact roadmap at cardsmadesimple.com/rebuild. Start there. Come back to this video in 12 months when both of these cards are on the table for you. If your score is 670 or above, and you want the full comparison sheet, the exact math on your spending, the redemption options, the year 1 versus year 3 earnings for both cards, that's at cardsmadesimple.com/match. Link in the description. Now, the most important round. Round 5, Ecosystem Potential. This is the round that determines whether you're using a cashback card or a rewards engine. Citi Double Cash Standalone. The Citi Double Cash earns thank you points that can be redeemed as cashback. At this card tier, you cannot transfer those points to airline or hotel partners. You can redeem for statement credit, check, or gift cards. The card earns 2% and pays out 2%. That's the full story. Good card, small ceiling. Chase Freedom Unlimited, ecosystem play. Here's what nobody tells people who are comparing these two cards. If you pair the Chase Freedom Unlimited with a Chase Sapphire Preferred or Chase Sapphire Reserve, every point you earn on the Freedom Unlimited becomes transferable to Chase travel partners. Hyatt, United, Southwest, Air France, British Airways. What does that mean in real numbers? Chase Sapphire Preferred holders get a 25% bonus on travel redemptions through the Chase portal. That means your 1.5% base rate on everyday spending becomes an effective 1.875% on travel, already approaching double cash territory. But if you transfer to Hyatt at a solid redemption rate, some Hyatt properties run at 2+ cents per point, your 1.5% base becomes effective 2.25% or higher on travel. The Chase Trifecta, Freedom Unlimited plus Sapphire, turns a basic no-fee cashback card into a travel rewards platform. Without the Sapphire, Freedom Unlimited is a great standalone card. With the Sapphire, it's the foundation of one of the strongest no-annual fee earning cards in the market. Citi Double Cash has no equivalent ecosystem play at this tier. It earns 2%. That's the ceiling. Round 5 winner. Chase Freedom Unlimited by the widest margin of any round. Part 2 of 4, the verdict. Here is the verdict. Chase Freedom Unlimited wins for most people. 3 reasons. Better sign-up bonus with 1/3 the spend requirement. 3% on dining and streaming that beats Double Cash's 2% on your highest spend categories. And the ecosystem play with Chase Sapphire that converts this card's earnings into something significantly more valuable. Citi Double Cash wins in one specific scenario. You want maximum simplicity, you do not own and have no interest in a Chase Sapphire card, and your spend is genuinely flat across all categories, with no meaningful dining or streaming component. If that's you, and some people's lives genuinely look like this, the 2% flat rate is clean, easy, and perfectly honest. If you're deciding right now, Chase Freedom Unlimited application is at chase.com/freedomunlimited. Direct link, no detour. Current offer, $200 bonus after $500 spent in 3 months. Apply directly from the issuer site. Citi Double Cash is at citi.com. Same approach. The Chase Freedom Unlimited currently earns 3% on dining. For most households that represent the largest variable spending category, that rate will not stay where it is indefinitely. Direct link in the description. Part 3 of 4, cliffhanger ending. That covers the no annual fee cash back decision. But here's what we haven't touched. If Chase Freedom Unlimited is the right base card, what's the correct Sapphire to pair it with, the Preferred or the Reserve? And does the math on that upgrade actually work for the average household? That's the card breakdown series next week. The numbers will surprise you. Subscribe and you'll get the Sapphire comparison the day it drops. The full comparison sheet is at cardsmadesimple.com/match. The credit building roadmap is at cardsmadesimple.com/rebuild. Both links in the description. Part 4 of 4, financial disclaimer. This content is for informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Credit card